Glenn, how ill were you? How sick were you?
Yeah, not great. I got to admit, I was sitting in the change room and I didn't really want to bat, which is a bit different to the last game where I was like so way too eager to get out there. And then we talked about over arousal levels, and I probably reached double maximum, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, I was a little bit more chilled when I got out there. Didn't have many high hopes, I think. But yeah, I've been pretty cooked the last couple of days. Coincided with the sleepless night last night with the family over, but yeah, it's probably new.
Is it a bit weird that you had to not be over-aroused, you had to under-arouse yourself to hit the fastest century in World Cup history?
It's a bit weird that I had to calm myself down for the first 20-odd balls and rebuild, and yeah, I think the circumstances of, I suppose, the timing of the wickets probably changed the way I would have gone about it if it was just me and Davey at the back end. I felt like I was just super selective, even with the boundaries I was hitting until I got to about 50 or 60. I was literally hitting them flat through the gap or picking my spots pretty clearly where I wanted to go, and then it was only at the back end where I tried to just pump everything.
Hi. Where do you rate this innings? And also the fact that we are almost halfway through in the World Cup, coming at this stage where you have some important matches coming up. How important is this for you? Because you didn't have a very good run in ODIs. So how important is that?
Well, I think the fact that I've made runs in India during the IPL pretty regularly over the last couple of years, so I'm not too worried about people saying that I haven't made runs in ODI cricket, because it doesn't really matter, especially my role in one-day cricket. It's so similar to T20, so I just draw on those experiences, knowing that if I do get it right on the day, hopefully my team will be winning. And having had a bit of success this year in India during the IPL, I've come to India during this World Cup full of confidence, and even started well in the practice games with a good 70 against Pakistan. So people will talk about my last 21-day games, but they're spaced out over 6 years, over different continents all over the place, and one game at a time every 4 months. So it's not really much you can sort of go by.
So further to that question, do you actually watch the balls faced on the scoreboard when you're playing innings like that, and do you have some sort of distant awareness of records or not?
I'm very aware of them. I'm very aware of balls faced. I love the fastest 50, fastest 100 records. I think they're pretty cool records, and sometimes to the detriment of myself. I've always probably pushed the boundaries a bit too much. I think against Afghanistan in 2015, I was 88 off 37, and I was like, I'm getting at the next two balls. And I hit one straight to cover and butchered it. And I think I got the fastest 100 the next game. So it was. I've been in those positions before where I could make fast hundreds when I get on a run. I know I'm difficult to bowl to. It's just about getting past the first ball.
Yeah, Glenn, that's a two-part question. Obviously, you started your IPL career here at Kotla. How different is this pitch from? That has been a struggle, those IPL years, scoring runs here at the Kotla. How do you see the difference in this square? And now that there's been a lot of totals of around 400, 380s in this tournament, what do you make of it when it comes to ODI cricket? It's obviously fun when it's T20 cricket. So what do you make of such surfaces for ODI cricket?
Well, I think you're referring to 2012, and the two games that I played for Delhi were at Kolkata and Bangalore, so I didn't even play a game here. I wasn't really invited to the ground after that either, when all the big dogs arrived. Yeah, the surface has obviously changed. I think back then we had Morne Morkel, Umesh Yadav, Ruan Aaron. We had a pace attack built for speed and bounce on this pitch, and it's probably changed over the years. It's been spin, it's been low, it's been hard work, and I think this World Cup, when you get a fresh wicket, it's beautiful to bat on, and that was really nice out there tonight. There was only a couple of balls that were a little bit slow off the pitch and reacted a bit different, but apart from that, it was really nice. And to answer your part about the 400 stuff, there's still a lot of things that need to go right to get 400. There still needs to be a platform, there still needs to be solid intent through the middle overs, and then you need a sensational finish. Like, you need to be powerful at the back end. And South Africa, when they got their 420 here, they had, was it 3 blokes get hundreds? And it took something even brilliant from Markram to come out and pump it around after a long partnership, which is sometimes not easy to do. A big partnership is sometimes really hard to bat on after in one-day cricket, because you're expected to keep that momentum, but he did it beautifully.
I had 2 questions, but that's fine. I'll ask one. Actually, I'll ask both. Glenn, just about your batting, you spoke about the method behind the madness, like how you set up the 49th over. But when you play innings like that, do you just get into a zone where, yes, you have your eye on the scorecard, but you finish the innings and you're like, ooh, how did I pull that off?
Yeah, I think I get to a stage, I suppose, when I'm batting at the back end and I've got a read on the game. I can sort of, I don't try too much out of the ordinary. I don't really lap. I didn't really go inside out over cover. I didn't sort of give my stumps away too much. Yeah, I reversed a couple of times, but that's only because I sort of had a read on what they were trying to do, and the field was up in that position. I didn't really try and take a fielder on in that position, and I knew if I could play 1 or 2, I'd get a different type of ball, and then I could cash in on that. And I just felt really clear at the back end. I was able to stand quite still, and I felt hit the ball where it needed to be hit.
And just on when the light show was going on, like you stood with your eyes like shut with your hands over there. Like, is it because you're feeling a little ill, or do those lights kind of things always affect you?
Well, I had something like that light show similar happen at Perth Stadium during a Big Bash game, and I just found like it gave me shocking headaches, and it takes me a while for my eyes to readjust. And I just think it's the dumbest idea for cricketers when you've got this thing coming at you quickly. And your eyes take so long to adjust. And I think we just lost a wicket, and the Perth Stadium lights went like nuts, and I was at the other end, and it took me ages to like get my eyes to go again, and felt like I had a headache. So I just try and cover up as much as I possibly can and ignore it. But it's a horrible, horrible idea. Great for the fans, horrible for the players.